welcome back to Little Crazy. Last time I started doing the electrical cupboard and I did the vinyl in on the helm wall. So today I'm still waiting for the helm surround to be finished, so I'm just carrying on doing a few odd jobs at the moment before I can get back onto the electrical cupboard. So I'll finish off the vinyl wall by putting the controls back into it, and then I'll be doing another couple of things in the meantime. So I hope you enjoy the episode. That's the outside electrical things now. So you've got your shore power, USB, light switch for internal, your sounder and your speed. So it's just the helm to cover now, which my son's doing. He may or may not film that. I try and get him to take a few pictures when he does it, but yeah, so he'll do that and I'll carry on with the internals on the other side for the electrical cupboard. So now I've got the outside wall covered with vinyl. It's allowed me to put the box back up, and I've put the helm in place, and as you can see, the way it goes round, the cable goes round the helm and comes out, it comes out at an angle, so it goes from right to left. So I've had to take this centre post out. It wasn't doing a great deal anyway, but I've had to take that out to give the cable a bit more room inside there. Next job now then is to work out exactly where all my wiring's going to go, so I can put the trunk in round and make it all tidy. I've already got the 240 for the galley side coming through here with the transducer cable. I will need another transducer cable to come through as well. Also through here we'll have the battery power coming into the boat, so that'll have to come up here, and the Interceptor loom cable, so that'll have to come up here as well. Because I was a bit sly on the wiring coming down from this side, I didn't give myself too much play with the wiring coming out that side. So what I might do is put the fuse box down here, because as you can tell, this loom that I've put here is more than enough to go around that side, but not vice versa. So I should imagine that the fuse box will go on there, and I may either put the breaker in this side or on the outside up here, because we'll have the controls for the Interceptor up there anyway, so it won't look out of place side by side or above each other. So yeah, I'll work all this out properly and then start getting some trunk in there so I can tidy these wires up and then put them to the fuse box. Let's drop this down for now because it's just hanging up there at the moment. Put it up this side where I normally keep it. So put all the trunk in round. There's enough roots round there for the national grid. I may though still have to put another one down here, but at least I know that all the wiring has got a route to go on. What I want to do now, I've got to go and get some more sheet wood to go across the front of here and do the door. So I'll go and get that tomorrow and then carry on with that, because once all that's done, then I can leave that alone, because all the wiring's not going to be all completely connected up until the helm's back on. So, but at least that's done that far. Just looking at how the remote's going to go onto this side panel. The original one went up the top here. This is a single lever panel, remote going into the side of the panel. And as you can see, with the depth that we've got here is not enough to seat this in properly. So we're out here by 20 mil.
So what I'm going to have to do is build another block panel around this outside of here. And the other unfortunate thing about this particular remote, I mean it's an Ultraflex remote, it's got, you can either have it directly down like that or turn it sideways. Now if you can hear that, there's a block there, so I can't go further than that, but that's probably about the angle that I want it. Unfortunately the front of this doesn't fix in various places, it's only at right angles to each other, so when this is finally fixed on, it will have to be on at an angle there. The handle's fine because your handle you can fix, it's got a lot of teeth, you can fix it to wherever you want, so the handle will still come straight up, so it won't make any difference. It'll just be that that particular part will be on sideways and then a block round it to build it out further, and then I'll have to strengthen up inside to make sure it doesn't move about while it's in operation. So it's take two on these side pieces. Had to cut this one again because when the canopy split, or rather the tarpaulin split, had a lot of water coming down over there in the winter and it delaminated right just down there. So I've done it in a thicker board this time, and obviously we've got a new sheet over the top for the moment. And the other side, tidied this one up as well, put a thicker board on there, drilled out these holes nicely now, whereas they were just chipped out with squares instead of circles. Put this central piece on, and that's for holding up the remote. Give it some strength. The remote now will be positioned upright because that is the best way for it to go in the end. It does mean that I may well have some cable coming down here, depends on how far up it can start bending from. If it bends from say up there, we might get enough bend in it to bring it along the bottom there okay. If not, it'll have to come down a bit and loop under before it goes up. If it does that, what we'll do is we'll put a sleeve over there with the same material as we're using on the sides. Just got to tidy these edges up now. Not sure whether I'm going to route them, taper them down, or leave them square. Then there's a speaker to go in there, and over the other side there's a speaker to go in on that side. So one of the things I'm doing while I'm waiting for the helm surround to be covered is these hatch covers. These particular ones go on the bedside. They were pretty stained up. I've sanded them down, put most of the staining out. But this is actually good wood. I mean, I wouldn't throw this away because I mean, this was made back in the 70s out of really decent boards. To get this sort of wood now, you would have to be going for marine ply with a 1088, which you're not going to get from places like the sheds, like B&Q's and Wicks. You want a decent board, and as these are in decent condition, just slightly stained, what I'm going to do is stain them up properly, give them a varnish, and then they'll be good to go again. You won't see these anyway. These are going over underneath other boards which are at the bottom of the bed, and then obviously the bed mattress is on them. But I like to go through the whole boat so that I've touched everything and made sure that everything is fine. Right, that's the first coat on there, and as you can see with the dye, it's taking a lot to soak up. That will take 2 coats. The first one really is just the base coat. The second one will take up all the areas that seem to have got mist. But that's not a protective coat, so if that got wet, the wood will still rot over time. The stain I'll put on next, that will preserve it. So there'll be 2 coats of this, then 2 or 3 coats of the stain, The bottom of them, that's the bottom you can see down there, or if you can see it at the moment, the bottom of them will just be stained, so they're protected. The top of them will also have varnish on the top as well, just to finish them off. But yeah, they'll come up well. So I'll carry on doing these now. So there's quite a bit to do, and it's going to take ages. And I'm sure you don't want to just watch a speeded up film for 20 minutes. So we'll catch you soon. Right, these tops have all been dyed up now. 2 coats. Taken most of the darkness out of it, or evened it up anyway. There are a couple of light spots where the dye didn't seep into that. It's where the grain is, I expect. But once I get these covered with the stain and then a varnish coat on top, they'll be all good. So I've got the first coat of stain on the bottom of this one. Well, in fact, the bottom of all 3 of them. So you can see it's starting to take shape now. This is the colour with just the dye on it. You can see the stains, you can see just about through there. I know it shows differently on the camera, but it is coming along nicely. It'll need another 2 coats on there, and then that will be left as is because it's the underside. The top side will have the 3 coats of the stain, and then we'll go to the varnish, so that'll look a lot better. Unfortunately, I've run out of stain, so I'm going to have to go to the shops now and get some stain. So we'll have to carry on this later. So that's those hatch covers, stained, varnished up, put back in situ. Makes it look a lot more tidier in here now. Getting there slowly. There's the new anchor locker cover, which still to be fitted yet. So it's all going quite well at the moment. Front one's also covered there, look. Got this board up now covering the electrics. So that's basically how it would be, with obviously the door cut into it, which is what I've got to do next. Ran out of time today, so won't be able to get it done today. But I'm quite happy with the way it's going at the moment. The difficult bit comes when I come to do the door. But we'll see how it goes. Well, that's about it for today. It's all beginning to take shape now, so hopefully next time we'll have the helm cover back on, and then I can carry on doing the electrical box. But thanks very much for watching, and hope to see you soon again. Bye bye.